Next question. What's the average credit score, down payment myth that most people have, and then what's actual?
Okay, so we have a ton of mortgage products, of loan products. I could do loans down to a 500 credit score. It's not going to be pretty. But I call those a Bandaid loan. Sometimes, and actually most of the time, especially right now in Utah, it makes sense to purchase the home any way you can, and I call it a Bandaid loan, and then we strengthen the qualifications, and when they're more favorable, we'll do a refinance. And the reason that makes all the sense in the world is because prices are increasing right now.
Yeah.
So if you have a 10% increase, you're definitely paying more for that home in the increase than you would if you just purchased it now and refinanced later.
Which last year was 7%, so
right.
Increase.
Exactly. And you know, my closing costs we don't charge origination, so it's even less than 3%.
Yeah.
But yeah, whether it's, some people have credit issues that we need to work through. Some people need seasoning on a bankruptcy or a foreclosure or a short sale. And so we can stick them into like an FHA loan and wait for that time to pass and then refinance them into a good loan.
Well, and a lot of times they have the myth of they need 20% down and all of that kind of stuff. How's that work?
Yeah, they definitely don't need 20% down. We do have down payment assistance programs. USDA loans are 100% financing. So, again, there's lots of different loan products. You definitely need some money. You need money for earnest money. You need money for inspections. And
appraisal.
Then, any money that goes into earnest money can be rolled back into your loan for closing costs or down payment. But yeah, the more money you have, the better. But I can't tell you how many times I have someone come to me and they say, "Oh, we just sold our home, or we've been saving for 6 months or 6 years. We've got our 20% down." But what I do is I look at their whole financial situation.
We're really good and weird in that sense that I want to see how to plan out their life for the next 30 years. Marci didn't know what to do with me in the beginning because they like to think outside the box. I want to pay off their debt. I want to pay off everything so that it uses the money the smartest. Because if we pay a car payment that's $500 and it's only going to make a difference of $15 on a mortgage loan.
Right.
That is just no brainer for me to structure it and see it. And that is something that I don't see anyone ever do.
Right. I had one yesterday and they did just that. He says, okay, I sold my property.
Yeah.
I have $51,000, so 20% down is $48,400. And so I looked at his entire financial health, and if I put him in a loan with 20% down based on his credit profile, that was option one, and that's what he felt.
That's what he had been working so hard for.
Yes. And so I took a look at it, and I said, well, what if we pay off this car? And he didn't have a ton of debt, but if we paid off his car, he put minimum money down. He was actually saving $248 per month by not putting 20% down, accepting the mortgage insurance, and paying off his car.
And then has an option to have the mortgage insurance come off later, which then takes off the $200 and something on top of that he would have had on his loan.
Yeah. And then another way that I like to structure loans is to do a lender-paid mortgage insurance. And the reason I do that is because the interest that you pay on your first lien mortgage is 100% tax write-off. So your mortgage insurance is not most of the time, but your interest is. So if you roll in the mortgage insurance into the interest rate, then you're reaping that benefit of the tax write-off is,
Well, and lender-paid mortgage insurance, so PMI is what you probably know it as. That is usually $200-$300 a month on average. Lender paid is $30 to $75 a month, but it's the life of the loan. But if you're doing that, saving $200-$300 a month, now you have money to buy down rates, closing costs, all other areas, and not having that huge chunk that's on your monthly payment.
Right. That's another myth that I have to talk to people about all the time is they think the lower the interest rate, the better. I just want the lowest interest rate. I don't care about anything else. But the lowest interest rate does not always mean the lowest monthly payment. So for me, I'm always looking at the lowest monthly payment, whether it's the mortgage or an all mortgage, all monthly output. So I take all of their debts, add them together. They tell me how much money they have, and then I look at that, analyze it, and decide what the best use of that money is.
We're more like financial strategists in a way. I take it and like put it and make sure they have retirement plans and this bill's paid off, and then it's here you go, Marci, here's your turn.
Yeah.
You plan it out this way. On average, most people are coming to you when they're ready. How long before that should they have come to you so that you could actually make sure that they were in the best shoes?
The sooner the better. I mean,
6 months to a year before their dream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one.
Yes, because another thing that happens is, preparing your credit.
Yeah.
And where a lot of people think I need to pay off all my debt, and some of them close the account, and they're actually hurting themselves, and they don't realize it because, the media does this great job of guiding people.
So does YouTube.
And YouTube, yeah. All that kind of stuff. But I forgot what I was saying.
Well, they guide them to say that, here's what
the
you
media,
need
but
to
then,
do.
Yes. So people will come to me, and the credit bureaus, they like to see two things. They like to see experience in repaying a debt, and also responsibility in making that payment on time. So if you've paid off all your debt, even if you don't close the account, you're not showing the credit bureaus the two things they're looking for.
Yeah.
So you're actually going to drop your score.
Well, and if you go to the person that you would entrust with it at the end and what you're going for, they're here to help guide you the best way and the most painless way to your goal.
Right.
Instead of, we are in a world of like the instant gratification, I can do it myself. And then it's sad sometimes when they've saved up the 20%, they've done all of this, and we're like, sorry, you have 6 months to a year now because we've got to structure it some other way.